Hello, welcome back to the Metal Hunter. My name is Luke, and I've got a collection update for you guys. It's been a while since I did a collection update. It was like back in October, I want to say, maybe. Let's have a look. Maybe even September. It's quite a few months ago. August, fuck. So, I mean, during that time, I've picked up a couple of bits and pieces here and there. I've stopped kind of buying CDs. It's just that I've been concentrating more on vinyl, and I've got some tapes and things like that. So this is mainly going to be a collection of vinyl that I've been buying over the last kind of 6 to 8 months. In the background, we've got a band called Bleeding Gods playing. Now, I'm not really super familiar with these guys. I picked this up for cheap at Utopia Records when I was down there quite a while ago. It might have been in a previous collection update, but I haven't had a chance to give it a good listen. But as it's been on, kind of reminds me a little bit of like Behemoth and Septic Flesh and that kind of blackened death metal kind of shit. So good stuff. That one came out in 2017. All right, before we get into the collection, obviously I just want to let you guys know that I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So if you can help me out with that, that would be wonderful. I am uploading videos 4 to 5 times a week, and I've got collection stuff. I've got stuff where I deep dive into different years and different genres, and I've got Q&As, and I've got reactions. I'm trying to cover as much content as I possibly can. I've got a lot of great ideas coming up, so if you're along for the ride, make sure that you subscribe. Also, jump over onto my social medias. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Metal Hunter. Help me out with that because that's where I'm going to be posting a lot of my shit. Coffee. Coffee's good. Anyway, starting off nice and easy. My friend Tom from Carnal Viscera sent me a patch and a couple of pieces of art card, but they're over there at the moment. So, Carnal Viscera are an amazing Australian brutal death metal band. They're currently recording an EP or a demo at the moment, so I'm looking forward to that. When it comes out, I'll let you guys know, and then you can go and check it out. On the, I guess, the subject of Australian bands and excellent Australian bands, these guys, Volatile Ways, I went to their first show. They played a show in Newcastle at the Cambridge to raise money for firefighters, and then they've just recently put out a tape. It's just a promo tape. I don't know if it's gonna... It's just got the 2 tracks on it. It's got Plead and To Death, and it's on an excellent coloured tape. It's on a pink, kind of pinkish tape. It's all DIY kind of shit, but it was also put out by Best Wishes Records, and if you guys have been following me for a little while, you know that I love Best Wishes Records. They are doing wonderful things for the Australian hardcore and metal scene, so if you can, go and support them. Next up, the last show that I went to before this lockdown was a mixed bill at the Hamilton station in Newcastle, and a band called Strip the Dog played. Man, that's really blurry. I'll see if I can I'll get the J card out, and then you can have a look. Once again, DIY. Hope you get the lot, you dog. Now this one actually is a bootleg, so you can actually see they've handwritten everything and then just stickered the tape. So the band actually bootlegged their own shit, which I thought was amazing. So, and when I saw them live, I'd never heard them before. I'd seen the name around, but I was blown away. So I had to get a tape. So I still don't even have a tape player, but it's worth it. All right, here we go into the vinyl. Now, some of these I might have updated. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to go back and like look at all my old stuff, but from my Instagram posts, I tried to work out what dates were where, and I'm pretty sure that I've got this right. Okay, so I got Black Sabbath's Paranoid. This is obviously not a first press. We got Ozzy over there on the right, standing by himself like a big fucking metal god. These are all just black vinyl represses, nice and clean, nice and ready to go. Now, I've had multiple listens to all of these since I purchased them a little while ago. I think I got these ones from JB Hi-Fi from memory. I've got Master of Reality. Now, I actually owned the next one on vinyl. Actually, I've owned this one before, and I might even have another copy of this in there. Once again, these are all just like the meat and potatoes, black pressing. I mean, Black Sabbath are quintessential, really, when it comes to a vinyl collection, regardless of what style of music you listen to. I think that they're an important band for music in general and music history. So whether you're into rock, hip hop, punk, whatever, I think that Black Sabbath are very, very important. So I also got this one, which is a gatefold. The only one that wasn't a gatefold from these represses was Master of Reality, which was just a single. So they were all repressed by Sanctuary/BMG. None of them had anything really special. It wasn't like they had like amazing like liner notes or anything like that, but they were all just repressed on a nice quality 180 grams. This one I actually owned a first press of it, and then it got stolen, and that makes me really sad, but the repress is fine. And then next up we got this one. I actually don't know if this has got another release to it. I don't know if it's been repressed or anything like that. It's kind of hard to track down Sabbath records that aren't Aussie albums. So I got first press of Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell. I absolutely am fascinated by this drawing on the back. I absolutely fucking love that. Ronnie James Dio, who will make an appearance later as well. This one is, I can't remember, I think this one's a bit beat to shit. The label's got a bit of shit on it, but that's an OG. It's a New Zealand press from memory. I'll have to have a look. Maybe it was an Australian press. It's weird that like a lot of the original stuff, American presses and European presses are actually going for cheaper than Australian presses, which is weird. But yeah, this one didn't cost me much. I got it from the Mosh Pit in Cardiff, which is just near Newcastle. Cardiff, Australia, not Cardiff, UK. This one I decided to add in there, even though it's not really a metal record. I think that they're a band that a lot of people who listen to metal do listen to these guys. And it's Pearl Jam, the MTV Unplugged that was released for Record Store Day. I got this one for my birthday, so thank you to my wife for that one. And once again, this is just on black vinyl, and I'm sure that you know what black vinyl looks like. Next up, this is from, where did I pick this one up from? Hiss and Crackle in Newcastle, in Wallsend, and it is Yob, Our Raw Hearts. Now this is the Album of the Year edition. It's just a repress from Relapse Records. I was originally pressed on it, it was originally pressed from Relapse anyway. I do love the meticulous levels of awesomeness when it comes to the artwork and the way that they present this, especially because, I mean, the music is so epic and so amazing. This is just a black press from memory. Yep. So nice and clean, nice and straight, forward, unlike me. Yeah, so Yob's a band that I actually only just found out about when it came to this album. So when this came out, I think it was 2018 or 2017 from memory, I didn't really know much about them, or I hadn't heard them, and then there was like a live session from Amoeba Records, and I watched that, and I was like blown away by how intensely passionate Mike, their vocalist / guitarist, is about how he writes his music. And when he plays, even though he's an older gentleman, he throws everything into it, and I really, really appreciate that. And this is a fucking fantastic album. If you're a fan of like heavier versions of like Mastodon and Baroness, then I definitely recommend checking out Yob. Okay, next up we've got Wolves in the Throne Room. This is, what is this one called? Celestine, something like that. So this is actually an ambient record from them. I picked this up when I saw them last year in Sydney. It was the only record that they had available because they'd sold out of everything else. I think it's 2 tracks on this one, or 4 tracks or something like that. It's like 1 track per side of the record, and it's soundtrack music. It's movie music. It's not black metal or anything like that, but it's still a fantastic release, and it's great to listen to while you're chilling out and reading a book, or just trying to like come down or something like that, or you've got a hangover. Coffee is delicious. Just check that, mate. All right. Still got a bunch more to go, guys, so I'm glad that you're with me. And I just want to say again, like, I really appreciate you guys spending your time with me. As I said in the last video, you guys could watch or listen to or do anything that you want. You don't have to spend your time with me, and here you are. I really appreciate that. Next up, we've got, this is a repress. Actually, this isn't a repress at all. This is a first press, but the original album from 2005 didn't actually get a vinyl pressing. So, Nevermore, Enemies of Reality. So this is the remastered version, because when Enemies of Reality first came out, everyone was like, what the fuck is this? What is this? What is this audio that you're presenting? Because it was so muddy and so filthy. The liner notes are awesome. And so Andy Sneap has remastered it and put his amazing touch to it. Sorry, this album came out in 2003 rather, not 2005. It was remastered in 2005. Just reading the sticker on the front. I mean, Nevermore are a band that are untouchable when it comes to their content and their music and their passion. It was unfortunate that they broke up, and also that Warrell Dane passed away before they could get back together and make some more music. I've spoken at length about Nevermore and how much I enjoy them. I really would love to get a copy of Dead Heart and a Dead World on vinyl, but that original press goes for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and they haven't done a repress of it. So hopefully we'll hear about that eventually. Now, next up, we've got completely the opposite of a metal album, but I decided to include it in here because even though my channel is called The Metal Hunter and I'm a metalhead first and foremost, I do like other styles of music, and there are genres of music that I think kind of go hand in hand, especially when it comes to aggression. I grew up listening to hip hop, so I still listen to it to this day. I spoke about it in my Q&A. You know, I grew up listening to Ice Cube and NWA and Eminem. Obviously, everyone listened to Eminem if they were into hip hop. And I don't think that there's a lot of artists that I really enjoy. There's not a great deal of artists that I really enjoy around now, like current artists. You know, I'd still bump some of Eminem's new stuff. I think that that's okay. You know, I love old Dr. Dre, I love old Snoop Dogg, I love the Beastie Boys, Wu-Tang Clan, all that kind of shit. So I still listen to all that stuff. But really, when it comes to the lean rap and like, I don't get it. The mumble rap, it's not really for me. However, this gentleman here, J. Cole, I fucking love this guy. He spits fucking so hard, and he also writes great hooks. And along with him and Lucas Joyner, and who is that other guy? That Denzel Curry, I think his name is. He's got some good songs. But yeah, this album really caught me. It's the first hip hop album that I've bought on vinyl in fucking years, or at least the first new one that I bought. I mean, I've got all the classics by Wu-Tang and NWA and Ice Cube and shit like that, but when it comes to the new shit, it's not really for me. I'd really love to hear from you guys if you like hip hop. If you hate it, I want to know why. Like, what is it that you like, or what is it that you don't like? All right, back onto the metal train. Just thought I'd whack that right in the middle there. I got Sepultura, Chaos AD. This is the gatefold edition from 90... Actually, no, this is a new version. This is a newer version, isn't it? 2017. But it is the 1997 version of the album. So it's got the actual album, and then it's got the bonus tracks. So like the Chaos BC and everything like that, and the remixes and all the demos and covers and shit like that. Man, this album cover is fucking awesome, isn't it? You could just stare at that all day. A lot of people say that this is the last good Sepultura album, but I think that Roots was a fantastic album, and it was one of those gateway albums for me. And I actually think that Derek Green has had some fairly decent records, fairly decent albums. Next up, this one was on... I think I already spoke about this one. Maybe I was talking in one of my years or months or something like that. Obituary, Slowly We Rot. This is a Roadrunner Music on vinyl version. Oh yeah, I would have been talking about this in the 1989 year of. If you haven't watched that yet, you should go and watch it. So this is a repress from last year. I'm really glad that a lot of the older classic metal albums are getting represses, because buying them for hundreds of dollars is crazy. And I mean, if you're buying them new, these represses, hopefully some money is going towards the band so that they can float through this uncertain time. Entombed, Left Hand Path. I spoke about this on... Actually, I would have spoken about both of these on my intro to death metal. So this was Entombed's first album after they were called Nihilist. I've got some Nihilist demos on CD, just like the represses and shit like that, or the remastering. But this is a quintessential death metal album, especially when it comes to the Swedish stuff. And the artwork is absolutely fucking incredible. Repressed on the Earache Records. Next up, this is something that, like, I think that anyone who, I mean, I'm going to do a black metal episode probably this week, actually, so if you guys are into black metal, keep an eye out for that. I am what you would call a noob when it comes to black metal. There are certain bands that I love, certain bands that I know a lot about, but I'm very entry level, so I'm catching up. And I thought, you know what? Better start from a classic. This is a repress on Back on Black. Now, I have shit talked Back on Black before, but this is a repress from... It's a repress from only a few years ago. So it's actually, the quality actually isn't that bad. So this one actually has fairly decent layout. The cover itself doesn't look as cool as the original pressing, but look, once again, I'm not willing to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on original pressing. And we got the nice purpley kind of pinky color pressing. My word isn't even my words aren't even working today. So yeah, mayhem. Next up, we've got, gonna have to get this one out. I don't know when this one was redone, but this is definitely a repress. 2017, I think it was. Yeah, it's the remaster as well. So I got Transylvanian Hunger. The artwork on this is fucking some of my favorite artwork. You know, when black metal was really trying to push away from that fully, like, grandiose kind of style and colors of the death metal scene, especially coming out of America, and they were trying to just go back to, like, really grim and fucking, like, evil kinds of covers. So this has just got the inlay. This is just on black. If I can find a... Now, I've listened to this probably about 3 or 4 times since I bought it, and it sounds fucking immaculate on vinyl. It sounds so good. Actually, I think it was I think it maybe even be the intention of these guys. They wanted people to hear it on vinyl, because it definitely does give that extra atmosphere, I guess. And atmosphere, that word gets dropped a lot when talking about black metal, but I think it is a true thing. The atmosphere really does make or break a band a lot of the time. Okay, still got quite a few to go. Next up, Mastodon, Emperor of Sand. Now, I got this along with the J. Cole record in the 2 for $50 sale at JB Hi-Fi on vinyl. This itself was $65. So you could have bought this for $65 or bought 2 for $50. And I was like, well, I'm going to fucking buy 2 for $50, aren't I? This is the gatefold. That amazing artwork in there. This is actually the second Mastodon album that I have on vinyl. I don't own any Mastodon CDs or tapes or anything like that. I've only got them on vinyl. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm just gonna keep buying them on vinyl. This is actually a really, really good album. It's much more melodic than their older stuff. I personally prefer their old stuff, like the Leviathan and shit like that. Like the older, heavier stuff is personally where I'm at, but this stuff is still fairly quality, and you know, you can put it on and once again, you can listen to it with people around you that don't necessarily listen to metal and get away with it. Okay, so these ones I actually ordered. Fuck, I can't even remember when I ordered them. But these are the 1990. What was it? It is the 1996 to 2004, the studio albums editions of Dio. So these are the lenticular. I don't know if that's going to pick this up, but they've got the lenticular cover, the gatefold. These have been long out of press, very hard to come by in the original form. They're all on black, so I'll just get one out and I'll show you. They're just on black. They've all got like a nice little center label. Got to be careful with these things, you know? Look after them. Make sure that you have them for generations to come. I mean, I don't have any kids, so I don't know where my generations of records are going to go to. You got the nice cover in there, and then this is the reworked version. I'm not so much into that. I mean, I get that they have to add a little bit of value, but I don't know. That artwork is kind of cool, but it's all about this one. This one is fucking awesome. Now, I've spoken about Dio at length on this channel. I've got a lot of his earlier stuff on vinyl. I'd never seen any of these, I've never seen any of the originals on vinyl. I've never seen them in the shops or anything like that, but I always see them online going for stupid amounts of money. Also got Magica. Now, Magica is the only one out of these. I don't think it's going to pick it up, but it is a lenticular cover. It's got the... You can hear that. This is the only one of these that is a double LP. So it's got 2 records, and then it's actually got 3 records. So it's got a 7-inch, and the 7-inch is the song Electra, and then I guess the song Electra. They've just pressed it on both sides. Electra 626, Electra 6, yeah. But it's cool to have like a bonus little 7-inch in there, a bit of extra value for your money. Once again, this is a gatefold. Looks like it got a little bit of damage at the top there, but that happens sometimes in transit. Now the actual so on the inlay, you've got the Dio there, and then you've got a bit of artwork from inside the actual album, which is fucking awesome. I'm actually going to frame the original ones and put them up in a lounge room. I'm sure that my wife will be okay with that. She actually does really like the artworks of these ones. Speaking of amazing artwork, this is probably one of my favorite, maybe my favorite covers of Dio, like album covers, and it is Master of the Moon. That's just fucking, oh man, look at that. I mean, lenticular is just like such a weird thing, and it's a bit of a marketing ploy, but it's still cool. I actually didn't know that they were lenticular covers when I ordered them. I just wanted to get these albums on vinyl. I won't get the vinyl out of this one. But this has got the inlay, so it's got a nice Ronnie James Dio picture there, and then it's got the original artwork. Man, look at that. The colors on this thing is fucking awesome. And next up is the last one out of the Dio albums. Now, I actually don't think I've listened to this album at all. And it's mainly because I always heard that it was like the worst Dio album ever. Which, I mean, I really shouldn't listen to people, because a lot of people say that shit about a lot of albums that I love, and I'm like, fucking whatever. Anyway, I've got it on vinyl now. I'm definitely going to give it a listen, and it is Angry Machines. We've got the fold out. Once again, we've got the nice little insert somewhere in there, which has the original cover, which is, I actually think that the cover is very cool, but then they've got this reworked cover on the back, which I actually think is pretty cool as well. Like, fucking look at that. That's fucking awesome. So yeah, I ordered these through Hiss and Crackle Records once again. So shout out to Mitch at Hiss and Crackle. Thank you so much for getting these for me. If you're ever in the Newcastle area, once this lockdown is over, make sure that you go in and see him. And to be honest with you, he does orders online as well. So I'll link their website down below so you can go and check it out. because the dude knows what he's doing and he never marks up too much. He's always looking after his customers and he's looking after people that are loyal to him. And I try and be as loyal as possible because he always gets me the best shit. So this is it. This is my last album, LP, that I got. And man, okay, so I did a reaction to these guys last year or maybe the year before, and it got blocked. So I don't think anyone's really seen it. So yeah, but at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this, but then the song got stuck in my head, and now they are one of my favorite bands ever. I got to see them at Good Things last year. It's Ice Nine Kills, The Silver Scream. So this is the 2018 version. Now I know that they re-released it last year. Yeah, it was last year. It was like the final cut edition, but it costs a lot of money to import it for some reason. So I grabbed this one from Hiss and Crackle. Now this one is a double LP, and it is a split black and red, which looks fucking awesome. And speaking of awesome, I love the way that they've broken down this artwork here. So I'll just go through it real quick. For those of you who don't know about Ice Nine Kills, they are a metallic hardcore, metalcore, popcore band that sing about horror movies. So on the front, just lost my download card. On the front, it's obviously the movie. On the back, you've got the actual outside of the theater. On the inside, you've got the ticket taker and just like a black sleeve on the other side. And this part is what I really enjoy about it, which is the lyric sheet is actually put out or set out as a script, which I think is cool. And all of the like credits and everything like that for each member are set as like movie people, you know, so like the producer is the director or the engineer is the director, etc., etc. And I just think that that's a really cool, fun thing to do, especially because I'm such a big horror movie fan. I haven't listened to it yet. I literally just got home with these, so I'm keen to the Dio records and the Ice Nine Kills, so I'm keen to check them out. And that's it. It's another collection update done. It's a bit of a longer one, probably because it's been so long since I've done one. It's probably going to be a long time until I do another one, because this lockdown has stopped me from going to shops or going to record stores and things like that, and postage is so slow that I don't even want to bother dealing with it. What was your favorite record out of those? Do you enjoy these collection update videos? I'd really love to hear from you. As I said before, I am trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. I've just gotten over the 2,500 mark, so I'm a quarter of the way there, so every single person helps. I really appreciate you guys helping me out with that. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Metal Hunter. I've got a bunch more videos coming this week. I hope everyone's staying safe, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure that you drop me some comments, all that kind of stuff. I want to keep this community talking and thriving and all that kind of shit. I've been Luke, The Metal Hunter. I'll see you next time. Bye.